All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host Rob, aka B-Ball Archives, and once again, I'm with the bums. AJ, Adam, how you doing?
I'm doing better now that I'm getting to talk to you gentlemen. Excited to come in and talk some hoops.
Yeah,
Man, it's Texas, and we're in the middle of July. It's hot as shit outside. I'm sorry, it is. I went inside. I was driving across town, got out of my car, and I went, "Oh, I should not have worn these pants today." So it was a rough one to say the least.
yeah.
But hey, man, happy to be here with you guys. Hopefully, you can take my mind off some of the travels I'm gonna be having here pretty soon. So let's get into it.
Oh yeah, we got a lot to get into. We got some summer league, we got some Team USA discussion, and we're gonna play a fun little draft game. That's a little surprise at the end of the episode, so y'all stick around for that. But yeah, let's dive right on into some summer league shenanigans. Adam, whenever we're talking summer league, who is standing out to you the most? Who are you surprised at so far?
Well, I don't know that I would say it's a surprise, but the team and the player that's been kind of popping off to me a little bit is the Houston Rockets. And I don't think it's any surprise that they've got a really nice young core of players. A couple of them obviously not playing in this summer league, Sengun being one of them, but two guys in particular that are playing very, very well for the summer league. And one of them being the third pick in the NBA draft, and that's Reed Shepherd, who really has stood out in doing everything that he was drafted to do. And granted, it's summer league. This isn't the league. This isn't the NBA, but he's shooting well. He's handling point guard responsibilities very well. He's playing at his own pace very well. Getting into passing lanes, getting steals. I think that he's going to fit really, really well into Houston, give them some additional shooting, could have a really nice pick and roll with Alfred and Şengün as well. And he's looking really, really nice with Cam Whitmore, who played really well in Summer League last year. And I just don't think with how deep that roster is, he got enough minutes last year to really highlight what he is. And he's looking really, really good. So I'd say Reed Shepherd. There's some others, but I'd say currently he is the best player rookie. He's the best rookie playing in Summer League, because there's a couple of guys we'll touch on later that have no business playing in Summer League.
Right. Right, yeah. Some of these second-year guys that are obviously performing well have already adjusted to the speed of the NBA, and like you said, really have no business being there. But yeah, Reed Shepherd is the obvious one. He's throughout the 3 games we've seen in the summer league, he's putting up 20 points a game, over 4 assists and rebounds, and 3 steals per game. That's not something I was expecting. I knew we were going to see efficient 3-point shooting, but it looks like he's comfortable pressing up on people and actually making an impact defensively. So I think whenever I'm looking at his impact on that end, it's kind of surprising. I think he's got Van Vliet, Jalen Green, and they're still looking to develop, Thompson. So I think that there is some fighting for minutes potentially. That clash could be troublesome for his early development. But yeah, I think I see big things for Reed in the near future.
Agreed. Yeah, completely agree. AJ, who stood out to you so far most?
City, dude, he's put on a decent amount of weight. He looks like this game slowed down from him. And what I love about Summer League is you can see just like the gap between players who are just coming in and the guys who have been here and this is their second year, or they got injured their second or third year. And so they're coming back a little bit older, a little bit more wiser. And you can just see the difference between the two. And for me, he looks confident. And if he can find himself in a role on the Spurs team, I think he's going to be huge for some of these, better. He's going to be great on defense, what I'm trying to say, because he's going to be able to rotate if he's understanding that correctly. And then I'm just excited to see the growth of Stephon Castle. Obviously, he got hurt, but what we saw was very promising.
Absolutely. What we saw from that first game, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He was attacking the rim and he was doing so at his own pace. He didn't feel the need to get sped up or to play a brand of offense that wasn't what he was comfortable with. And that was really, really promising to see that so early on. I saw little bits of Jimmy Butler almost when he would attack and would kind of hang in the air a little bit, wait for the contact. And I was like, that's something that Jimmy does. And I was like, he could easily develop into an all-star player for sure.
He
I
looked great.
think one guy that I mentioned to y'all here reminds me of a little bit, and summer league, right? He hadn't played an actual game in the NBA. Was Donovan Mitchell. Now he's not the 3-point shooter that Donovan Mitchell is yet, of course, and I think that that's the one thing that Castle's really going to have to focus on is his outside shooting, because, like you said, he controls the pace of the game very well. Doesn't get sped up in pick and rolls. Is an incredible offensive rebounder. If he misses a shot, I feel like he high points the ball really quickly. And he's showed some insane vision. There's a few passes that he's made where he's made some really simple, easy passes, but he's also gotten downhill and made some really nice dump offs as well. So it's obviously we focus on him more. I've watched more Spurs Summer League basketball than any other team, of course. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited with what I've seen so far with Castle. And I think if he can shoot, we said this in a group text the other day, I think if he can shoot north of 35% from three, it's going to be very, very difficult to play him under 25 to 30 minutes a game. And it's a lot of it's going to depend on his shooting, because with CP3, with Trey Jones, his point guard minutes aren't going to be incredibly high as a rookie. And with him playing a little bit more off ball than he might in the future, he's going to have to be able to shoot more to stay on the court. But his defense has looked good. He's active in passing lanes. His passing looked good, so he could do great as an off ball passer. I did see him lose confidence at time in his shot. You can tell they're like, hey, go get your shot. Go be aggressive offensively. And there's a couple times he made some bad passes because you could tell he was afraid to shoot when he should have.
I don't think CP3 is going to play all 82 games. So I think the minutes are going to be there at times. And there's going to be a stretch where he's going to have to step up and, either he's going to have to start at some point. And I think Pop definitely takes that risk. Because I think CP3 might get to 50, 55, somewhere around there. Just because, right now we can see it with Kevin Durant, those minor calf injuries or hamstring injuries linger for older guys, just how Father Time works.
True.
Yeah, that is a good point. One of our main point guard options is very, very old, even though we are excited that he's here. And the idea of Chris Paul throwing lobs to Wemby is very, very tantalizing. At the same time, AJ brings up a good point. Yeah, like he probably will play 40, 50 games. And if he plays more than 65, it would really surprise me.
Yep. So we've discussed a couple of the really, high picks, Castle, Reed. There's another couple guys, one that went number 2 overall to Washington that has shown some nice, flashes defensively. In our group text that we were in, you commented on the potential rookie of the year, and it was before the most recent summer league game, I will say. But I want to hear your take on Alex Sarab. I know you're pretty high on him.
Yeah, I think it's more so I'm high on his position within his organization. I think that he has very little resistance at his position. So I think that whenever I look at it from a realistic standpoint, if he plays 35 minutes, there's no reason why he can't get 10 rebounds and over 2 blocks a game. And just based on the way that he runs the rim and his athleticism, why wouldn't he average a double-double? And if he's putting up a double-double and getting over 2 blocks a game in a weak draft, in some years, that's good enough to win Rookie of the Year. If it's in a Michael Carter-Williams Rookie of the Year type of year, or a Malcolm Brogdon Rookie of the Year type of year.
Ooh, nice polls.
I think that this draft class is one of those type of years, to be brutally honest.
Let Rob cook.
I'm just saying. It seems like one of those years. So if he puts up an inefficient 12 and 10 with over 2 blocks a game, I could see him walking away with that.
Nice.
So last game he shot 0 for 15.
Yeah, 0 for 15 is terrible.
That brought his field goal percentage to 19% through the last 3 games. The one concern I have is he shot 7 threes. He's almost as bad of a 3-point shooter as Bronny James, and that's tough to do. 0 for 15 in summer league from 3 from Mr. Bronny. Wow. Love that 7.9 million guaranteed dollar contract there, Mr.
Woo.
LBJJ.
You had to sneak that
So
in.
yeah, holy hell. But the one thing that concerns me about Sarr a little bit is he shot poorly in Australia too. Didn't start for their team. He shot poorly in Australia. He seemingly shoots too many threes if he's not going to be hitting them at that clip. And in Australia, he was pretty inefficient from inside 15 feet. So I will agree with you. I think your logic behind saying Sarr has a good chance of being rookie of the year is opportunity based. And I think that's a logical line of thinking. I do think he has great defensive instincts. He's going to be a good shot blocker early and often. And yeah, he's going to get boards. He's boarding hard in summer league as well. But I mean, he's going to have to shoot a little bit better in order to do that. There's another player that's currently projected to have the best odds to win Rookie of the Year. He's another big who should be able to have a good amount of opportunity as well immediately, and that's Zachary Edey. I want to hear one of y'all's opinions on Mr. Zach Edey.
I mean, he looks like he's going to be a menace in pick and roll situations. Whenever you look at his ability to set a screen, and it takes that defender a literal full second to get over that screen, around that screen. I think people are just envisioning Ja and what that means, and that kind of pick and roll situation, and kind of I don't know. I think some of it is a little bit unrealistic expectations, but I think a lot of it could be a good fit.
Yeah, AJ,
I,
do you think Zach Edey's going to come in and play well immediately and be a Rookie of the Year contender?
I think he'll be a contender. I was watching his summer league game. I was really impressed with how nimble he looks. I feel like he might have dropped a few lbs, and he's looking a lot smoother out there than he was whenever he was in college. So maybe it's just me looking at it at a new point of view. Maybe a new jersey scenery kind of helps with that. But I think he's going to be great, just rebounding and being tenacious. I mean, he doesn't have to do much, and if he can be kind of like who am I thinking of? Someone like just down low, like Steven Adams, like someone like that, just down low, grabbing rebounds, putting back shots, setting hard picks. I think he can be fantastic in the NBA as in that kind of role.
Well, it's interesting that you say Steven Adams because obviously Steven Adams is no longer a Memphis Grizzly, and that does open up quite a bit of minutes at the center position. Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't always stay healthy. I think Brandon Clark is another big on their team who's not really a natural center. So I think he's going to be able to be a guy that comes in and gets minutes immediately in the second unit and can almost be, I don't want to say a central piece of that offense, but if Desmond Bane's not in the game, John Morant's, maybe on the bench, don't you think they can just go to him for a few minutes at a time? I mean, it makes me wonder.
Do.
It makes me
No,
wonder.
I do. I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I think that there's some moments where he can play alongside of Jaren Jackson Jr. the way that he loves to push the ball outside on the arc and shoot. So I think that, there's a lot of opportunity for him to be in multiple lineups.
Yeah, it seems like him going 9 overall. I mean, if you looked at mock drafts leading up to the NBA draft, some had him going outside of the first round. Some had him going late first round. Obviously, a weak draft brought him up a little bit, but was it ridiculous to think that he wasn't a lottery player with kind of how he's looked early and how much he produced in college? I think the fear was he wouldn't be able to play at the speed of the NBA, but he doesn't have a bad post move, like a plethora of moves. He's got good footwork. He has good touch. He's a good free throw shooter. So you can't foul him. And I think if he can play with the speed of the NBA and get back defensively, I think that I understand why he is a possible favorite for Rookie of the Year. Will it happen? I think a lot of that depends on how many minutes Reed Shepherd gets. There's a guy in Atlanta that we haven't discussed that went first overall, and interested to see Rob or AJ's take on what we've seen out of Zachary Rizache, so far.
Honestly, Rizache hasn't really impressed me that much. I mean, I think that we've seen him do a variety of things. I think that, there's been flashes where I've seen him get to the bucket. He has some decent vision. Obviously, his efficiency isn't going to be there. A lot of the efficiency isn't going to be there for these young guys. That they're still figuring out how they can impact the game. But the intangibles are there, the raw intangibles are there, but to be brutally honest, the more I've watched him play, the more I'm questioning if he should have gone first overall.
Yeah, Reed Shepherd should have gone first overall, and he didn't because Atlanta at the time had 2 point guards on their roster. And it's like with DeJounte Murray no longer in Atlanta, how nice would it be to have another guard on that roster that can really, really shoot the 3 ball? And I think Atlanta missed it. They missed that pick. There was a bunch of people that didn't think Reza Shea should have been first. And this is all conjecture, right? We haven't seen these guys play in an actual NBA game yet. But I think he's really going to struggle to assert himself early on that team. There's other guys on the wing that are going to demand minutes. And I think that he's going to struggle to really do much as a rookie. And I just don't think with how decent of a team Atlanta actually is, they shouldn't have been the first overall pick. They're going to be a borderline play-in team this next year, if I had to guess. I think he's going to struggle to put up more than 7-3 as a rookie. And
well, let's hope that Atlanta is not a borderline playing team
I know.
They just blow it up. So
right.
I think we're going to look back at the draft, and we said this on our draft podcast. It's like we didn't know who was going to go first, and now we're seeing kind of the first glimpses of wait, who was supposed to go first? Because none of this really makes a whole lot of sense right now. So I think let's give these guys some time. They've been on the team for what 3 weeks or so. So they're still trying to get adjusted. They went straight from the draft to the facilities and into summer league. So, let's give them some time. If I'm taking the logic that ESPN and FS1 has told me that these players play better with other better players on the floor, and that's how Bronny James is going to make his money, because everyone's so much better that he's going to be so much better with other better players. It makes perfect sense. So I'm glad
I don't detect sarcasm, do I?
Well, see, the thing about that is it only happens if you're a good player, and the bad players get weeded out pretty quickly.
Ridiculous.
In what world? Am I due another Bronny James rant here? Or
I mean, if you got another one in, you let it out, brother.
Wait,
he's 6'1", he's 6'2", he doesn't bring the ball up the court, and he can't shoot. What the fuck is he doing getting a guaranteed contract? Oh, he's LeBron's son. And looking at freaking JJ Redick being like, Bronny's earned this. Bronny's earned this guaranteed contract. He's earned $8 million whenever the last year's 55th overall pick got 60 G's guaranteed. Are you fucking kidding me? He sucks. He sucks. All right.
I would take Bouye over Bronny all day, every day.
He's going to struggle to score more than 8 points in the G League. And I'm better than, I don't know, he's 0 for 15 from 3 in Summer League. 0 for 15. I'm shooting at least 15%. I'm shooting 2 for 15 with ease.
It's not that. It's that he's airballing 3-pointers. They're not even getting close, dude. You know how we always joke around, as guys, we're like, all right, hey man, if I was in the NBA, I would definitely score at least 5 or 10 points guaranteed because they're going to run a play for me, blah, blah, blah. What those conversations is what we see in Bronny James now. So if you want to end those conversations, go ahead and end those conversations, because that's what we would look like in the summer league with professional players. So if you wanted your answer to that question, that's what it would be.
I was playing at the park the other day and I was like, would Bronny be eating out here?
Bro, let's not be disrespectful. We are all disrespectful. We are all getting absolutely flambéed by Bronny. Let's be real.
Yeah. He's locking me up and I can't get the ball over half court, but
it'll
probably brick a layup too.
We're also 15 years older than him, so it's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, whenever I'm his age, I'm making 2 or 3 of 15 threes. Okay, I'm pulling in the NBA with confidence.
I also got a couple inches and 30 pounds on him. He would have to defend me in the post, and he would have some trouble.
You versus Bronny in 1v1 right now as a competition. Me and AJ on the same team against Bronny, cooking him.
That's fair.
2v1. Oh my
2v1. I'm absolutely pulling.
Oh my gosh. All right. We got to move off this Bronny 2v1 slander.
Adam and I are definitely fighting Bronny James afterwards.
But he's good at he's good at Call of Duty though. We've learned
He
this.
is. He's a
He is-
champion.
He's the LeBron James of Call of Duty.
Right. Is there anything y'all want to touch on real quickly about the summer league, or do y'all want to get into our next topic?
I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs real quick. Just a couple of people that I felt like have been having just a really good summer league. Khalil Ware, like I think he's been one of the guys out of Miami, 15th overall pick. He's had multiple 20 and 10 games. Looks like he is going to be able to play in unison with Bam, because a lot of times Bam plays at the top of the key, and I think they can have a kind of a high-low situation, and I see that working out really well for them because they didn't really have like a true second guy in the front court. So I think that he's a potential guy that gives them that option. And honestly, the guy that is on the Wizards, that's a rookie that's outperforming Alex Sarr, is 14th overall pick, Bub Carrington.
He looks nice.
He's dropping 19, 5, and 6, and he's making Alex Sarr look kind of sorry right now. He's looking like the top rookie on his team.
Shooting threes in transition.
Yes.
With confidence and making
as
them.
an 18-year-old, that's wild. That is wild that he has that much confidence. That is, yeah. So I think that he's been a guy I thought that looked really good. And then the last guy, real quick, second-year guy was Julian Strother. I don't know if he's one of those guys that I would put in that like shouldn't be playing category, because I think that he had some more to prove. But what we're seeing out of him, it looks like he worked on his shot a lot. And I think that if he's going to be able to kind of fill KCP shoes to any kind of degree, he needs to step up and hit some big time threes. And it looks like he's doing that. Dude's averaging almost a 30 piece.
No, I think Strother, I have no issues with him playing in the summer league. He didn't get a bunch of minutes for Denver last year, and I think that he needs more reps to get his confidence. Two guys that have no business playing in the summer league, Jaime Hawkins Jr., get the fuck out. And what are you doing playing?
Right.
And Brandon Miller, why are you playing? I don't know if they're just like trying to see, hey, what
free trip
rookies,
to Vegas, bro.
What rookies like play well off of you, or like, hey, we want to win something. But yeah, those two guys have no business playing in the summer league.
It's a
right
free
now.
trip to Vegas, man.
Yeah,
Go hang out
hit the
after the
penny
game.
slots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was a good discussion of summer league. Excited to see who wins the summer league. Our San Antonio Spurs are 3-0, and I'm not exactly sure how, because our roster is not that good. But we're playing good team defense.
They're finding good ways to win.
Shout out Kenny Trevino, who I used to work with, who's the head video coordinator for the San Antonio Spurs. That's currently being their head coach right now. Super excited for him. Great guy. So happy to see him get this opportunity. Haven't seen him in several years, but if he somehow sees this, congratulations to you.
Tag
Kenny.
him, tag him, tag him, tag him.
Yeah,
tag
for
him,
sure.
tag him.
So
shout out head coach.
Yeah. So obviously, not a ton going on around. We got summer league going on. We've got FIBA basketball, kind of our team kind of getting going a little bit. The USA roster, we're 3-0 so far, right? Just kind of interested to see y'all's takes and what y'all have seen so far. We've swapped our starting lineups for all 3 games. Curious to see, who do y'all think should be starting and what you've kind of seen so far out of that team?
AJ, yeah. How do you feel about it?
I don't know what I see, because we don't have KD yet. Like, I want to see KD on this team. I want to see him in an exhibition, get some run in, because I think that changes the dynamic of the entire game. Like, we saw them against Serbia, and they were hitting shots, and that's what basically made them blow out Serbia, is that they were starting hitting shots. And I think KD brings that element, especially if we want to go with the top dogs, the big names as our starters. I think he kind of brings that edge and that shooting that we might need against a team just to shut a team up. What happens is they end up coming in and they seem a little flat, but if KD jumps in, we can just put the stranglehold on them early, because in the first half you look at it and you're kind of like, they're in the game, and then they kind of pull their players, and we also let off the gas. So I want to see what they look like in a very competitive game. I think we're going to breeze through the group stage. Our group is sorry. It's the easiest trip to the medal rounds for sure.
Let's be honest. We should breeze through everybody, right?
Yeah, we should.
I think we have couple of hiccups. I don't think we're gonna blow everyone out. I think we'll have another 6 point, 4 point game with either Australia, France, maybe Canada. We'll see.
Maybe Germany. Canada should be the second best. I have a question for Rob. So far, the only three players that have started in all three games have been Embiid, Curry, and LeBron. Do you agree with that? And if you do, who are the other two guys that should be in the starting lineup? KD is an option.
I would remove Embiid immediately because
Love that.
I don't like what I've seen from him. I don't like his energy. I don't like his engagement. He doesn't look like he's ready to help defensively, whereas AD and Bam look ready to help more, and they're more active right away. I mean, Anthony Davis had 6 blocks last game. Bam Adebayo is averaging really efficient numbers as well, and it's like, well, if Embiid is going to be outplayed by the other front court members on the squad, then why is he even in the starting lineup? And he doesn't even look fully healthy, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, thank you.
That's my other thing is sure, is he the MVP kind of guy on the squad? Yeah, he is the most recent MVP recipient on our team. Sure, you could say that he deserves to be in that starting lineup, sure. But at the same time, if he's not healthy and he's not actually contributing to winning basketball, why is he out there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He looks like Andrew Bynum.
That's the one guy who I'm like, why is he undoubtedly starting? Why is Anthony Davis not starting? This team, we're the superior athletic team. Nobody should be able to run up and down the court with us. And with Embiid, we have to slow down and give him the ball. There's these other guys that could step out further, that can play in a quicker and a faster pace offense. And that's exactly what I think. I don't think Embiid should be starting, especially in that first game that we saw him play against Canada. He looked hurt. He doesn't look healthy. Yeah. You know who has looked healthy and who's looked really good and who said that he was the number one option has been Anthony Edwards.
Man,
I think in the first game you saw him come in and assert himself early, and I was like, is this motherfucker actually the number one option out of all these guys? Because he looked like the best player in the court in at least one of those games, honestly.
Well, I think when we look at Team USA at this point in time, I don't think the best players on the planet are necessarily the guys that are going to thrive right now. I think it's the guys that, honestly, some of these younger guys that have legs that can still, get up for some of these summer games. I think that, to be brutally honest, whenever I'm looking at like guys like Curry that kind of started off slow, but he had a big game recently, 6 for 9 from beyond the arc. I'm viewing that as almost like, hey, some of these guys in their mid 30s, they're almost on vacation mode, while some of these guys in their mid 20s, they're looking at these Team USA games like they're hungry, ready to prove something. So like I love to see Anthony Edwards coming out of the gate saying that and then doing some stuff like this. Team USA needed it.
Curry should be rested after he missed the playoffs, but I have no issues. With Curry starting. Curry is arguably still AJ. I'm just hating tonight. Throwing Curry shade. Bronny.
Well, I'm just saying a lot of the players they view this time as time off, so it's
fair enough.
It's just and plus he hasn't played for Team USA since 2014.
Okay, what do y'all think about this? What I should feel is the starting lineup. Curry, no qualms with him starting. Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Durant or LeBron. I'm okay with either of them. And then Anthony Davis. What do we think about that starting five?
I don't like what I've seen from Tatum. I'm gonna push back on that because I think that whenever he has other star players on his squad, he doesn't know how to contribute. He doesn't know how to play off ball and facilitate well enough to guys that really don't need his skill set. They don't need what he brings to the table. So it's so it's just he's really finding other guys who are less talented than him overall outperforming him just because he's not necessarily a good role player.
Yeah, and his 3-point shot hasn't been good for a while. AJ, there's another topic that I want to bring up that I'm interested to get your opinion on before we kind of go into our surprise round of what we're going to discuss after. Who should have gotten the last roster spot whenever Kawhi left or was asked to leave the team? Whatever actually is the truth there. Who gets that last roster spot?
I think we needed a big. I really think we needed someone that can grab rebounds and play maybe even a slower style. Because I mean these FIBA games, like, they're a lot different than your USA games. The court's smaller. You can pull balls off the rim.
Epa.
It's a lot more physical. The 3-point line's closer. So I think you need somebody. I can't think of a person right now at the top of my head. Everyone thinks Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving, those guys. I don't think we needed a guard. I think we needed someone that just filled in a role, just a good role player.
I feel like we have so many big forwards that can rebound in addition to Anthony Davis, Embiid, and Bam. Like KD can board, Tatum can board, LeBron can board. I feel like we've got enough rebounding at the small forward. I don't know who the right answer is. I feel like the most deserving guy was Jaylen Brown, right? Like
probably, yeah.
Positionally, he's what Kawhi was. He just won Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I would have gone with Jaylen Brown, to be brutally honest. And when you look at the fact that he just spent the NBA Finals guarding Luka, that is exactly the kind of offense, the exact kind of style of play you are about to see from most European teams. And so it would make sense to bring that kind of guy, the kind of guy that is a good point of attack defender on that kind of offensive style. So I think that just from a defensive perspective, I think it would have been a really good fit for Team USA, and you really wouldn't have needed his offense very much.
And he was not happy to be left off. He threw some shade for being left off the team, especially for Derek White, who's his teammate. Who Derek White's a great role player. Maybe that was their thinking of bringing him in, a good defender, a good role player. But I think you got to give that to Jaylen Brown. Get 3 Celtics on there, get that championship DNA. So
I mean, Keldon Johnson has a gold medal, so whatever.
Okay, so since we're talking about USA basketball, there's a sport that's been added to the Olympics, 3-on-3 basketball. And I thought it'd be fun for us to discuss a topic of, out of current US basketball players, people that are eligible to play for the US team, what would be the best 3v3 lineup? And I thought it'd be cool if we did a snake draft and got to pick 4 players, because, Jimmer Fredette's one of the guys that actually plays on the USA 3v3 team. They got, I think, silver at the most recent, I think it was championship games. I can't remember what the tournament was, but I thought it'd be fun if we did a snake draft to kind of bring together our best 3v3 team of 4 players per team and see who has the best team at the end of it. AJ,
Cool.
What do you think about, you want to go first?
Well, I think I was picked first, so let's not get that twisted. I did win the lottery pick, so I got the first pick. So dun 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 dun.
Go pick Riza.
No, I mean 3v3. I'm taking LeBron James. I mean, you have to take the best player in the world right now, and I'm taking LeBron James as someone who can facilitate a 3-on-3 and attack the rim. So
okay, yeah,
easy peasy.
Good pick. Good
position switching. The reason I'm going to go with Steph Curry, the best shooter in the planet. I can only imagine with that much spacing on a 3v3 court, how valuable a guy like Steph Curry would be. So I'm going Steph with the pick right there.
I think at this point I gotta go KD. I gotta go KD. KD is going to be able to give me a wide variety of things. Rebounding, obviously, offense. You have to guard him in the paint. You got to guard him mid range, and you got to guard him from 3. So, and I feel the same way about, as you were feeling about Curry. He's going to be able to space.
Okay. So, well, you get another pick, Rob, because you're on the turn.
Yeah, and I immediately think that I'm going to go back-to-back double bigs. I'm going to go Anthony Davis.
No.
I'm going to go AD.
Oh,
I'm going to go KD and AD. So I got offense and defense.
Oh, fuck. I am absolutely rattled right now.
That's a good one.
Holy shit. I have no idea what to do. That was who I wanted. Y'all have sniped me aggressively. I feel like I need a rim protector now that I have that big. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna go Bam out of bio. I hate it already. I'm sick. I'm sick to my stomach. I would have taken either one of those guys if they were still there. I'm gonna go Bam, Bam, and get a nice big.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'll go ahead and take Anthony Edwards.
No.
Yep.
I'm chalked. All right, you get to pick again, AJ. Fuck me.
Oh man. Do I have to pick their current shape right now? Or are they fresh? Are they good to go?
Active USA basketball player.
Active, like, so what they are right now.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Shit. Because I really don't want. I mean, I'll probably need to, but
don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Give me Joel Embiid. Yeah, why not?
Ooh, God,
drop some LBs beforehand.
Those knees are going to be looking shaky in this quick game. All right, I need to get a small forward. I need to get somebody that can shoot, defend, switch easily, go to the basket. I think he would benefit from spacing. I'm going to go ahead and get Tatum. Okay, so I got Tatum, Bam, and Curry.
Okay, that's honestly a good trio right there. I'm gonna need a point guard. I'm gonna need a facilitator. Maybe I'm reaching for this guy, but I'm gonna go Hallie. I'm gonna go Halliburton.
Okay. And then we each have 3. You get one more. We each need one bench player, one sub to be able to come in.
Yeah. Okay. So I get back-to-back picks. I'm gonna need another bucket. I'm going to need another absolute bucket. Are we picking? We can go guys that aren't on Team USA, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we can.
I think that I may go Tyrese Maxey.
It's gonna be quick. Okay.
I think that in an open court situation, I think that he's going to be really, really hard to stop, and I think that yeah, I would want that explosiveness if I have that much court to work with.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna go. I'm between 2 guys, and
like always.
Jesus Christ. If I didn't go Curry, there's a guy that none of us have picked that I feel like would do really well in this, and I'm gonna bring him up at the end so that AJ doesn't have a big awakening and automatically pick him. But I'm gonna get Jaylen Brown. I think a guy that could switch on, be able to guard anybody on the court, guard any of the guys on your team outside of maybe Embiid, can shoot. Can't go left, but it got to give some respect to the Finals MVP. So I got 2 Celtics out there. I've got a big that's athletic and Bam, and then I've got the best shooter on the planet. So yeah,
I got the best player on the planet, and I got probably the most cockiest player on the planet, and I also have the most injured player on the planet. So
facts.
I'm looking good, but I do want to add someone that can bring in just a new dynamic, some stop and go, some.
Bronny James.
I think what happens whenever you put Bronny, it's like when you put cards together. When you put Bronny and Bron together, they both just get really good. But I'm actually going to go Jalen Brunson.
Okay. He's getting absolutely exposed in the defensive end by my team, but that's fine.
I like that, though.
We're going to make all of our shots.
Do you want me to give you a player that I almost, if I didn't take Curry, who I would have taken, who I'm absolutely disappointed that neither of you took?
Who?
JaVale McGee?
Dame Time. I just thought Dame Time and Curry wouldn't have been good to be on the same team, but could you imagine Damian Lillard playing in 3-on-3? I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be great defensively, but holy, he'd be able, with that much spacing, be able to score the bucket.
I mean, he's not going to be Jimmer Fredette, but he'll be good.
I honestly need to see a season from Dame that honestly is a slight redemption season to make me feel like he hasn't taken a small step back.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Tell us who wins this 3-on-3, because we all know it's me.
Right. Yeah. In the comments section, tell us who wins this 3-on-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me with confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to run that through the simulator and see who wins.
Dope.
But yeah, guys, that feels like this was a good episode. Yeah.
Absolutely fun to get back and talk with you guys for sure.
Well, yeah, that was a good episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host, Rob, aka B-Ball Archives. Once again, I've been with the Bums, AJ and Adam. I enjoyed tonight. Thank y'all for being here, talking some summer league and some Team USA shenanigans.
Absolutely.
Back
Let's
to
get back
college
together
football
soon.
25. Yeah, let's go.
All right, boys. Good talking to
Absolutely.
y'all.
Absolutely. Y'all take care. And as always, it's go,
Go
Spurs. Go. Lag.